What we're going to look at with our lean product is we're going to look at a primary outcome first and foremost. And so the primary outcome of lean is rebalancing body composition. And so some of these things these are going to be unfamiliar to you because you have not seen some of this information today as of yet. But so the primary outcome of rebalancing body composition, what do I mean by this? And essentially what I'm saying is that lean will impact body composition by impacting body fat mass. Okay. And what we're saying is that by reducing body fat, we can actually improve and rebalance our body's composition to a more favorable ratio of lean body mass to fat mass. Now, lean body mass, if you don't know, lean body mass is another name for lean muscle. And as we have discussed many times, lean muscle is what determines our level of metabolic fitness, right? So muscle mass equals metabolic fitness. So when you really start to think about that, think about how lean can work in synergy with fit to improve the status of our lean muscle mass, okay? And so lean and fit together make a perfect 1-2 punch for improving our lean muscle mass, for reducing body fat mass, and improving our muscle quality. So the mechanisms of action that lean works by, it works through about 5 different mechanisms of action. And that's based on the composition of the 2 main active components, the bioactive precision peptide component and the bioactive phenolic compounds that are contained in the product as well. So the first mechanism of action is gut-brain axis regulation. And essentially what we're doing with that, we're essentially lowering ghrelin secretion before meals, which inhibits our appetite. It kind of lowers our appetite. And we increase serum leptin levels, which promotes satiety. And that helps to decrease our cravings for sweets, okay? The second mechanism of action is that it lowers the release of neuropeptide Y from the hypothalamus. Look, don't worry about what neuropeptide Y is. You don't need to worry about that. Let me worry about that for you. But essentially what that does is it helps to prevent the storage of body fat on our bodies. It enhances the activation of brown adipose tissue. So if you don't know, we have 2 different types of adipose tissue on our bodies. We have white adipose tissue, which is the body fat that you kind of see on the outside of our bodies. And we have brown adipose tissue, which is a metabolically active adipose tissue that is responsible for heating our bodies, creating the generation of heat. And it does that by consuming white adipose tissue. So when you lower that release of neuropeptide Y from the hypothalamus, you actually enhance the activation of that brown adipose tissue. So it makes our brown adipose tissue more metabolically active, okay? So it also, with the bioactive phenolic compounds, enhances physiological lipolysis. Now, what is lipolysis? Lipolysis is the cleaving of fat from our body. So it essentially, lipolysis causes a breakdown of body fat, and it releases those free fatty acids into our metabolism so that they're metabolized for energy, for heat, for thermogenesis, for all those things. Okay. And so it also, by enhancing physiological lipolysis and increasing that free fatty acid mobilization, we actually increase our resting energy expenditure as well. What does that mean? That means that as we're at rest, our body is actually burning more energy. It's producing more energy. I shouldn't say burning more energy. It's producing more energy. And it does that through the utilization of those free fatty acids that have been liberated due to lipolysis. Okay. And then another very interesting component of the or mechanism of action of these ingredients is that it increases adipose beiging benefits. Okay. And essentially what that means is that as white adipose tissue becomes more beige before it becomes brown adipose tissue, essentially what that means is that you are increasing the amount of mitochondria, which means that you're increasing the metabolic activity of that white adipose tissue. And so we are actually enhancing that adipose beiging effect to our white adipose tissue as well with the combination of those the ingredients. So here's something that you haven't seen, because just so you know, over the last several weeks, we have been working with our legal teams and our regulatory teams to come up with a series of structure function claims. We're gonna announce 3 of them for each product tonight. So you'll see the structure function claims. Now, this will not be all of them. We will have additional structure function claims as we provide more research and more science, and we get deeper into our research and reporting. So the structure function claims that are approved for lean are, number 1, the bioactive precision peptides in lean support a healthy body composition. Number 2, the bioactive flavonoid-rich polyphenolic compounds in lean support a healthy body composition and metabolic activity. And 3, when combined with diet, exercise, and sleep, the combination of bioactive precision peptides and bioactive flavonoid-rich polyphenolic compounds support metabolic fitness and promote overall healthy muscle quality and body composition. And so these are meant to be very simple, very easy to memorize, and very easy to use. And you will see these structure function claims in most of our literature as we move forward. So think about structure function claims is the thing about structure function claims is these have to pass muster with legal, with regulatory, with FDA and FTC. And so we want to make sure that we are in full compliance with everything that we're doing with all of our regulatory bodies. So now let's talk about recommended use. And this is where I'm really excited to talk about each product tonight, because I want to give you some tips and some advice and hopefully help you learn how to build the program that best fits you and your individual biochemistry. So the recommended use for lean is that lean can be used first thing in the morning or at lunch. Okay. And so you can use it, 30 minutes before a meal. You can use it with the meal. It does not impact the effectiveness of the product by using it either before or with. So you could use it with breakfast. You can use it with lunch, either way. You typically want to take it with the first meal of the day, get it in your body and let it do its thing throughout the day. But the most important factor in using lean is to make sure you use it daily as needed. And so compliance is absolutely critical to your success. Now, let me just say that you're going to hear that comment. You're going to hear compliance is critical to your success for a number of our products. Okay. And so the products are not going to work if we're not taking them on a regular, consistent basis. And so it's very important that once we figure out when the perfect time is for us individually, that we make sure that we comply with that time and that we take it consistently. Okay. So that's lean. We're going to